In our last video, we were anchored in South Staniel Key to avoid some weather. Lori entered a wet t-shirt contest, and then we had a nice little journey through scenic exumas up Pipe Creek, ended up in Warderick Wells where we hiked up Boo Boo Hill. Then we went and spent some time on a sandbar at low tide, and then headed off to Rock Sound in Eleuthera. In this video, we are in northern Eleuthera in scenic Spanish Wells. We do a nice little beach barbecue. We head off nearby to visit some pigs. And then we take a golf cart around the island, visit some beaches, and unfortunately, we end up getting into a little bit more trouble than we bargained for. And honestly, it wasn't our fault. Have you ever dreamed of selling it all and cruising into the sunset? Well, that's exactly what we did. It's no fun going it alone though, so why don't you join us for the ride?
We are leaving Rock Sound in Eleuthera on this beautiful morning. We're going to have a tailwind, so the wind's behind us. It's only supposed to be a 1-foot chop, so it's going to be super calm, kind of fall asleep calm. And we have about a 6-hour at 8-knot travel. We're going slow, save fuel, save money, to Spanish Wells on the north tip of Eleuthera. Looking forward to that. Never been there, but that's kind of the plan. As you can see behind me, it's pretty calm.
So here's a map view of our trip today. The big island of Eleuthera on the right hand side is east of New Providence Island, where Nassau, the city of Nassau, is located. Very popular cruise ship destination. But we are in Eleuthera and we'll be traveling north through Rock Sound, or from Rock Sound through kind of the bay there all the way up to the top. It's about, I don't know, it's probably about 50 miles. It takes about 5.5 hours. And then into Spanish Wells. We have a buddy boat along for this trip, our friends Maurice and Renee on Norcat.
A lot of bird activity here. Possible bait fish, but it's only 20 feet deep, 25 feet deep. I don't have anything in the water.
Because this passage had calm seas, Lori took the opportunity to do some reading and relaxing. So once we get to the north part of Eleuthera, in order to get to Spanish Wells, you have to pass through a cut or a space between two islands. And the island on the left is actually called Current. The cut is called Current Cut, and it's known for its heavy current. So what we did was we planned for passing through at slack tide, which was about an hour and a half from high tide in Nassau. We timed it correctly to go through at about 4:30 p.m. The channel is a little bit dicey because you have to come really close to the island of Current and then take a right-hand turn and follow along very jagged rocky area. Definitely have to keep your eyes open and make sure you don't get into too shallow of water. And Captain Obvious says, don't hit the rocks. The current in the cut itself looked actually pretty smooth, and we'd be taking this left turn into it, and you can see the other end of the cut there, and it worked out really well for us. We had heard that the cut was a popular dive spot for doing drift dives. We were hoping they weren't towards the middle, and they were actually on the edges, which was actually pretty safe.
So after about a 7-hour day, we got to Spanish Wells area in Eleuthera. We're anchored about 2 miles away, a place called, I think, Meek's Patch. Kind of pretty, whole bunch of boats around, as you can see. Norcat's right behind us. Pretty anchorage, pretty lady, We'll definitely do some exploring here tomorrow. I think it's going to be kind of windy next couple days, so we'll be here for a while. So, kind of psyched to be here. Already starting on a cocktail. Vodka Club for Lori, gin and tonic for me.
Saw this monster 63-foot power cat pulling in behind NORCAT. You can see the size difference between that and our PDQ 34s. This one happens to be a charter boat with all the toys.
So this great anchorage. There are Spanish wells. Look at this beautiful sunset.
The cakes was toast after that long passage.
The genie made dinner tonight.
So I had this charcoal on the boat for 2 years now and I've been dying to do a beach barbecue. So we asked Maurice and Renee and went over to Meek's Patch for the day and had a nice little cookout. Note to self, light the coals 2 hours early.
It's working.
Let's just say it was a long lunch that day, but it was a beautiful day. And later that afternoon, Josh and Karen on Scout arrived to join the party.
I use Irish for my
St. Patty's Day on Island time.
Cheers.
cheers.
Cheers. What do we got? We got some cabbage.
Macaroni and cheese,
Ooh,
mashed potatoes,
mashed potatoes,
corned beef and hash.
corned beef and hash. Because
Tomatoes.
that's how we roll on a boat. Awesome.
Let me
Slancha.
tell.
Slancha.
We didn't think we were having a veggie-less meal.
Not a chance.
I mean, a meatless meal.
So this is Meek's Patch. Nice little anchorage here, and you can see it's protected by the wind today. And Spanish Wells is maybe 2 miles across the way. Little tour boats. We heard there's some piggies here. I don't know, we see some ducks, that's about it. But there could be some pigs, definitely chickens and roosters. Lori says that's pig scat. We'll see. I see hoof prints in the sand here. There are pigs.
Ah, pigs in paradise. They didn't want you to hold the babies because I guess the sows would get jealous, but they let you hold the medium ones if you wanted to. We opted out. So they named this pink pig Wilbur, even though it's a female.
Nice, Wilbur. Good girl.
The only thing missing from this little hut was island cocktails.
Water's super warm, probably like 84 degrees. So on this beach, it's beautiful. You get a little bit of afternoon shade. Yet it's still 80s, low 80s.
So that evening, some forecasted storms were brewing. We battened down the hatches and secured everything, made sure that we were ready for the storm. It wasn't too bad, maybe 30, 35 mile an hour winds came through during the night, and then early the next morning, we moved over and took cover behind Spanish Wells. So about 2 minutes from the acreage was the cut into Spanish Wells. It's kind of a narrow little cut dredged out of limestone and coral, but really not a problem because it's very calm and protected in there. Spanish Wells is a very active and working port and known for their lobstering. Renting a golf cart is very popular, so we rented one for the day to tour the island.
Is it right here?
on the left.
Right here, honey. Still up here.
stopping? We going
Yeah.
left? What are we doing?
Just stop here. Yeah. So these are lobsters. They're bringing the frozen lobsters, putting it on the scale, see how much it weighs. And then they put them back in the freezer.
300 pounds. Close?
Still a bit more than that.
At one point during the trip, Josh had a great idea. Hey, let's take that side street, see where it goes.
We got beach.
Yeah, I don't know if we should. On the beach now? Well, no. It looks like somebody turned around.
Get stuck. You got plenty of people to push.
Maybe she turned around. You want to go step over the beach?
Yeah.
Check out.
It might have been a little windy and chilly that day, but the beach was impressive. I'm not sure that the kite surfers minded that wind. So our travels took us via a bridge to nearby Russell Island, where there's a beachside restaurant called the Sandbar. We ended up making reservations to return that evening. On the way back to Spanish Wells, we heard a clanking noise in the golf cart that got progressively worse until finally we came to a halt.
Maurice, can you fix it?
Sure.
I think you can do it.
I need some tools and
You got it.
we have to
We gotta flip it.
flip it, yeah. Ready?
All right. I think I see it. Nope.
Coming down.
We're dead in the water. Gotta walk to the sandbar, have a drink. What do you got down there?
Ah!
That could be the problem.
Tell him, ring a bell.
It's tight, but this is another belt, and it is.
Super. Oh, it's supposed to be that way.
This one's off.
Smell burn. Maybe we're on fire.
That was Josh's forearms.
Yeah, that's my hair.
The hair.
So this is the group. What happened? Did they make it? Were they rescued? Did they ever get back to civilization? Well, I guess you got to watch the next video to find out.